Hey everybody, and welcome to a new episode of Magic with Zuby. My name is Zuby, and if you're brand new to the show is all about a little well-known card game called Magic: The Gathering. So on today's episode, we brought on none other than the awesome, the coolest total of MTGs, TotalMTG, Matt. TotalMTG from the UK, my good buddy, and we talked about... I will say probably like the first 30 minutes was talked about the US election because that was a huge event for us Americans this past week. And as of this recording, we are recording this on Sunday, November 8th. And when this comes out later this week on November 13th, we have no idea what's going to happen from here till now. So things could have changed a lot by then. But anyways, it was just a huge ordeal for us. And then we talked a lot about healthcare. So I do apologize. Probably like the first hour or so is not going to be the most fun of Magic content, but just a little forewarning. This has just been a trial. It's been a trial this past week, and we got through it. So before we begin, let's get some announcements out of the way. This show can be found on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, Spotify, and Amazon Music, and it can also be found on YouTube. You can help support the show's Patreon at patreon.com/magicwithzuby. And you can find me on Twitter at magicwithzuby, on Instagram at magic_with_zuby. And you can email me with any questions you may have at mtgzuby@gmail.com. And we are sponsored by cardsphere.com, the best place to buy, trade, sell your singles and sealed product. And we have one quick little ad, and then we'll get on with the interview with TotalMTG. And that is how you beat the latest standard meta with Abzan.
Ugh, it feels like there's no Magic content out there for someone like me. Someone who doesn't want to be competitive. Someone who is...
Who is a normie?
Yeah, exactly! A normie!
Well, have I got the show for you, the all-new Magic for Normies show.
Hi, I'm Pixie.
And I'm Zuby.
Together, we host the all-new
Magic for Normies.
It is the Magic the Gathering show for all your normie needs. We don't care what deck got into the top 8 or what deck is winning. We care about having fun playing Magic.
That's right, Pixie. You can watch us on Pixie's Twitch channel at twitch.tv/PixieKittenPlays and catch the VOD on our YouTube channel, Pixie Kitten Plays. If audio is your thing, you can find episodes on the Magic with Zuby RSS feed. Magic for Normies. All right, and we're here with my buddy TotalMTG, and I'm barely awake right now. Just got done. So the day that we're recording this is literally the morning after the Extra Life game day, and I have barely had any sleep. How's it going, man?
Yeah, good, mate. Good, yeah. I was glad to be a part of your day yesterday. That was good, playing some of your cube.
That was so much
Arena.
fun.
That was really fun.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, that was really...
I had such a blast playing that. We managed to raise almost, as of this recording, we've almost raised $1,000. I think we're at like
that's amazing. Yeah,
little over 850 or something like that.
Jeez, that's really good.
And man, so this has been, I know as far as like the US goes, this has been quite a fucking week. Oh my god. So as I said,
it's been a bit crazy.
As of the recording of this, we're recording this on a Sunday morning, and I know the podcast comes out Friday, so who the hell knows what's happened from here to Friday, because 2020 is not done with Florida yet. We've got a hurricane coming.
Yeah,
in November, which is the weirdest of all things, but
yeah, that thing they say about that ozone layer might be right, mate. I'll tell you, might be. I think affecting global warming and everything like that. It could be
probably. It
could be true.
Probably, man. And then you guys over there in the UK, you're in another lockdown now.
Yeah, another lockdown, and I've even experienced 2 earthquakes the last month.
Shit.
So, in the UK, one actually woke me up.
Is that normal or?
No, that is not normal. So like hurricanes in We got tornadoes in November, and the UK got earthquakes. It literally shook my sideboard and woke me up. I thought the cat had jumped onto the sideboard,
Yeah.
and it was like really shaking. And it was only a small one. It was like 3.8, I think. But
That still
for
scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell is going on? Was it like a bomb, or was it, you just don't think earthquake. Not here anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think the only time I can even recall any sort of earthquake here was something that may have happened like over in the Gulf of Mexico for us, but it was like so small. It was like maybe a couple seconds,
right? Yeah,
and all that.
Yeah,
but
this was seconds as well, but it was weird. But the only other time I've experienced one was when I was in San Francisco, and that was a bit scary. That was scary. I was up in like a hotel, like floor 20 or whatever, and I was like, my dad was like, "Oh shit, what's going on here?"
Oh my god, yeah. It's funny because Food Time came on and played some EDH with us, and he's over in California, and and we were just he was having to fix his camera, but it looked like there was an earthquake going on because his camera was shaking all of a sudden. And he's all like, and I guess over in California, it's like completely normal for earthquakes to happen all the time. Like, and just stuff that's on a small scale, right?
Exactly. Not like the film 2012, whatever that was. Is it 2012 that film was called?
yeah. And freaking, where, it's like, I tell him like, yeah, hurricanes are something normal for us every year too. And he's all like, those would scare the hell out of me. I'm like, kind of. If it's above a Cat 2, then I don't really normally worry about it.
Yeah. Jeez.
But yeah, we don't normally get hurricanes this late in the year, though. That's the crazy part.
Yeah.
So how you been?
Probably your old president. He's stirring stuff up.
Oh God. Oh man. Just this whole, it's where the fuck do I even begin? So it's like,
all right.
So I mean, I haven't been following closely along like how a lot of other governments have been doing the pandemic, right, and all that. I know like your country, they've locked down. There's been other European countries that have locked down. And it's I don't know what else they've been doing, but it's like I don't know how any sane person, especially after this year, could still stand by Donald Trump. To be honest,
no.
It's like, okay, forget about the first 3 years, right? Whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't get it. And especially after this week where he was basically demonizing democracy.
Yeah, he's gone a bit crazy, isn't he? But he was already crazy already, I suppose. I mean, I'm not. People have the right to vote for whoever they want. Fair enough, but I was a bit surprised that 71 million Americans voted for him, which was a bit insane.
It's a bit scary too.
That's a bit scary.
Scary, yeah. And what's scary is Biden won barely. Like the states that he won that pushed him over the top, he barely won. It was really a toss-up. That's what's scary.
Yeah.
It's
a bit worrying times.
It is, and what's crazy is Biden's not gonna be the best president and all that stuff. He was definitely nowhere near my choice on the Democratic side. But I mean, hopefully America just gets back to some sorts of sense of normalcy when it comes to that office.
Yeah. Let's hope so. Unfortunately, isn't Trump still in charge till January as well?
Yeah, January 20th. Yeah.
That's mental. I mean, you can do a lot of damage in 2 months.
I'm pretty sure he will be. I mean, shit.
He'd be banned from Twitter though, so we won't hear about it so much. So
oh my god!
Every tweet he does is get banned.
That'd be great.
Yeah, but no, A president banned from Twitter. That'd be hilarious.
Freaking, I loved it that the past week Twitter has been basically putting notifications under all of his tweets, like saying like this is pretty much bullshit what he's saying. It's great. Oh man, it's been it's been quite a week for us over here. It's like
crazy times.
Yeah, dude. It's like after yesterday's news was just a big sigh of relief, and it's been crazy. It's been crazy. Man. So I wanted to have you on again, because I know you were on earlier this year. I can't. When did you even come on earlier this year?
Oh, sure.
I can't remember.
I think it was before the other lockdown, wasn't it? Wasn't it before the other lockdown?
Maybe.
Or the first lockdown. So was it maybe between January and March? Maybe.
Maybe.
Sometime between then.
Yeah, that feels like another lifetime at this point.
Yeah. It's about third. Was it third time now? Isn't it? Third time or fourth? I can't remember.
It's a good question. I can't remember now.
Yeah.
I'd have to look it up. You're asking me questions that are really good, but I'm way too tired to remember.
Yeah. This would be the podcast of Zuby snoring through.
Not really snoring, it's just more of complete space cadet.
Yeah.
It's just not understanding anything what's going on. So what's been up with you? It's been, I mean, you told me you're on furlough again. You're on.
Yeah, so I've just been put on furlough again from work where I work. I work in National History Museum. And it's been more worrying this time, just that there's only been 6 of us put on furlough.
Oh, dang.
So that's, the part-time positions that we do, which is, my boss said on the day, he's like, don't worry about it. Don't feel there's anything in this, but, it's just you 6 that are, whereas before they kept all the scientists out, they kept the other people that do my job for more out, the full-time ones out as well. And they're actually still making them go in and patrol an empty museum like we normally do, which is strange. So you can look at it a few ways. You can look at it as in seeing if they can do a new system with less staff, which is worrying. Or you can look at it as they just didn't want them being off because they're seen as essential, because they do night shifts. The museum is patrolled, is security 24 hours. So they might be just saying, right, we just keep them in. I don't know. You have to wait and see till 2nd December and see what happens.
Oh, so how long is the lockdown for?
Only 4 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so 4 weeks. But then we'll be reviewed as well. So, but he's like, Prime Minister's been adamant that it will open on the 2nd.
I hope so, man.
So do I, because it's good that in a way that I can do more content and do that. But then you get into, I was already booked off on holiday anyway to the 26th. Yeah. But now I'm booked off on holiday and there's nowhere to go. So.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, no, because you just went on a holiday right before the lockdown, too.
Yeah, literally, we went down to the coast for like a few days, and the next day, like the hotel was closing. They said, "Glad you visit." I said, "Oh, well, yeah, we're closing from tomorrow." So it's like, I was like, "Oh, my sorry."
Gosh, shit.
And then come back, and then there's literally everything shut again. So. It's just such a sad way to live. I just wish people would just do things right,
Just wear a mask.
I had a friend yesterday. A friend in, this is the thing, a friend in the Magic community who's he's a PR guy for Wizards. And he was standing in a queue at Sainsbury's to get in. Like Sainsbury's like a Walmart or something like that. So he's standing outside queuing in their distances. And they're getting people shout at them in the queues for wearing a mask, saying, "Oh, you sheep, you're non-believer, you believe all this rubbish." Da, 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 da.
God.
And they're getting abused for wearing masks, saying, and it's like, you're infringing on our civil rights. Well, it's like, no, we're not. I'm wearing a bit of cloth over my mouth. That's not infringing on anyone's rights. You should just wear it. And it's
it's gotten to a point where it's not even that big of a deal. Where some
countries have been doing it for years. Like Japan and stuff like that always wear them, don't they? And it's always been a thing over there.
Yeah, Japan and China.
Oh yeah,
they've been doing that because I mean, hell, they've had really bad cases. Was it like swine or bird flu or something? And
yeah.
in the past like couple decades, and it's just
even
not
tourists and stuff like that when they come over to it. You know, they've done it before this. It's always been a thing. So it's
and
you know.
like I said, I don't know what life was like for you before this new lockdown, but like pretty much I think I've told you in Florida, people act like the pandemic's gone, and you can pretty much do everything you want to do in Florida except I'd say probably go to the movies. And it's just you got to wear a mask. That's it. It's not that big a deal. Yeah, it sucks cuz in Florida when it's hot and humid as fuck and you're like, "Oh shit, just another layer of shit on my face to make it harder to breathe."
Yeah.
But
yeah, definitely. And that's the thing. I think over here they advise it. It's a weird thing. They didn't make it law that you had to. So where I worked, if people just said they were exempt, they just didn't wear it, and it's still the same, which is not great for me. You know, if you got a medical, I don't know. You look at it two different ways. If you've got a medical reason for not wearing one, why would you want to go out to a public place?
Exactly.
And be surrounded. I don't get it, but you know, I wear it to keep other people safe. So
yeah,
that's what you do, isn't it? So
yeah, just freaking. I mean, I've told you before. People in Florida act like there's nothing wrong. I even have some family members who are in healthcare who have worked with COVID patients who, you know, besides wearing masks and, you know, PPE gear in the hospital, when they're outside of the hospital, they aren't wearing any mask. And it's like, how can you be, I'm sorry, that dumb?
Yeah, it is.
You see the coronavirus face to face almost every day, and yet you don't want to wear a mask.
And what it does, it just, for certain people, like my friend's granddad went in for hospital for something else. He got it and died within 3 days.
Yeah,
I mean, he went in for another different checkup, and it wasn't even for do with that. But he caught it, COVID, in hospital, and then just died 3 days later. I mean, he was 80, but
no, and it's crazy because, and you know, a lot of people who get it, it's just minor inconvenience for them because it's, you know, I had a coworker that got it a month or two ago, and he barely experienced any symptoms. You know, they quarantined up for the 2 weeks, him and his wife. And the worst they got was like, you know, runny nose and no sense of smell or taste. That was it. Yet,
right, yeah.
And it's, and I'm not trying to downplay it like, oh, it's no big deal, but it's, you know, you have no idea how it's going to affect people.
No, I think there's 18 different strains. So,
yeah,
you know, 18 different strains is going to be obviously the scale are going up, and most people probably do get, you know, when they're talking about the mass numbers, they are getting the lowest strain, you know, because we're not getting, you know, 2 million deaths or 3 million deaths or anything like that. Thank God.
Yeah, thank God, man.
But you know what I mean? It's just, there's I don't know. I just wish people would just, you know, the majority I think are being safe, but it's because of the few that the thing is not going away. So, well, you know, imagine having this for the next 2 or 3 years. Jesus Christ.
I mean,
could not handle this anymore.
If history has taught us anything, and I think, was it the last Spanish flu back in the early 1900s? I think the worst of it only lasted about 18 months. So if that is true, and you know, and if this coronavirus sort of follows the same suit, so we know it started last year in November in China, as like some of the first recorded cases. So what, that'd be so
now.
Yeah, it'd be a year. So then that'd be 6 more months So it'd be what, December, January, February, March, April, May. So May, maybe May, June starts dying out. But I mean, who knows? Who the hell knows?
It's a long 6 months.
Oh yeah.
A week is long when you're doing it. And like the thing is, like, you're off of it. Like me, if you do what I do, like we do content creating. You could say, right, I'll make videos every day. I'll do this, I'll do that. But your mental state doesn't make you want to do it. This is the problem. You're stuck in. I have to, it's hard to get motivated some days.
Oh yeah.
Get up and do it. And you think, well, it must be like a holiday. It's not a holiday. It really is not a holiday. People that think it's a holiday, it's just like crazy,
Yeah, it's, you don't realize like when your freedoms are basically at a point to where you can't go out, you're just like, you start to go crazy. Like that house becomes sort of a prison in a sense.
Yeah.
And
yeah, you're getting into a horrible routine, didn't you? It's like, get up, go downstairs, get up, go to your office, get a lunch, go back to your office. It's horrible.
Yeah.
I mean,
and I'm no, like, we're not experts, we're not doctors or anything like that, and it sucks that the UK had to resort to a lockdown too because of just assholes essentially just not wanting to fucking wear masks and social distance. Yeah, of course it sucks. I don't want to do it. I don't want to wear a mask. You don't want to wear a mask either. But just
it's fucking horrible.
Yeah, just fucking do it, man. It's like, and I'm starting to worry about what's going to happen in the US here. It's because we had over like 120,000 confirmed cases yesterday. And that's the highest it's ever been. And it's
definitely spiking again.
Yeah, and I guess that's to be expected because it's getting to be colder everywhere now too. I'm just wondering, like, what the hell is the U.S. gonna do? And I'll be curious to see because what Joe Biden does as well too when he's president. Because if he tries to mandate lockdowns and all that, that's gonna completely fuck up our economy. One thing.
Yeah. Which is what I do over here eventually.
Yeah.
Then what do you do? This is the thing. Do you just let it keep going and going and going? And
I don't know.
It's just, I don't know what's going to happen. It's
like, I mean, like,
it's not a very happy conversation.
It's not but it's a conversation that's got to be had because it's,
because we need to get through it.
And it's such like a fine balance because you want to be able to save lives, but then you want people, once you get past this, you want to be able to have people to be able to go back to work and make a living and all that. And
exactly. Yeah.
And maybe Joe Biden would be able to do better in terms of helping the people who've been affected by this really badly. Because we all know Trump barely did shit. Like, yeah, he did the one stimulus package for us, and then they couldn't get another kind of package passed, and but it's crazy because my state governor acts like everything's fine, and it's like, no, it's not. It's not. But
no.
I mean, I guess Florida is
the thing.
Florida is lucky in the fact that it doesn't get too cold here, so we might luck out during the winter. Who knows?
Yeah, it could be different then.
And so, what were you gonna say?
I don't know. So, I was gonna say over here, it's just there's more cases. It seems like it's spiking, but the only reason is because there's more tests being done now. At the start, they say now it's worse than the first lockdown, and higher numbers, just because it wasn't being tested in the numbers it was. So it probably was double or treble the numbers of cases in the first lockdown.
Yeah.
So it depends
testing
how it's
has
all
gotten
spun.
way better. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. The track and trace over here is a bit of a joke.
Oh, is it?
Oh, the app doesn't work, mate.
Oh, it's
I've been at work and I've had 5 alerts that I've been in contact with someone, but you go to press it to open and it just crashes. So you don't actually know.
Oh shit.
You don't actually know. You tag yourself in.
That's a bit scary.
And,
it's a bit scary.
And then I was just laying in bed and then 3 a.m. I got a flash up, COVID-19 alert from the app. And I was like, oh shit, man. What is that? And then I pressed it and nothing happened. I was like, have I got it? What's going on?
Maybe your government could start being like Trump and be like, maybe if we didn't do so much testing, we wouldn't have as many positive cases. We just won't test for it anymore.
Yeah, make it all look rosy.
Right. Oh man. So, dude, it's been I don't know. It's just been crazy. Like, shit, we've gone almost
testing times for everyone.
Yeah, this has been a year. This has been a year, I think, regardless of where you live. It's been a very trying time. Yesterday was, at least for Americans, sort of a relief where, one, the election's over, 2, it's sort of like maybe we can get back to some form of normalcy, but the work doesn't stop there for us because, because fuck, we need it. Some sort, especially healthcare, man. Like this year has proven beyond a doubt we need better healthcare in this country.
Yeah. It'd be too scary to live in America, I think, just for healthcare alone, to be honest. Over here, it's just like if we get ill, we just go to the hospital and that's it. We come home. We don't get a bill. Don't get this. If I want the doctors, I'll just ring up and go, mate.
Dude, that's such a foreign concept for us. It's literally, and it's scary. It's scary because, and this is coming from someone who, I've got a good paying job. I have what is considered really good health care, just from from what you consider normal Americans have. My deductibles are low, my premiums are a bit high, but my deductibles are very low, so I can meet that deductible pretty easily. But the fact that I have had instances where I've had to take my kids to the hospital or take them to the doctors and they've had to get surgeries done, and then my health insurance barely covers anything and I have to pay out a couple $1,000s out of my pocket to be able to,
just hideous,
to make sure they get something done that's very needed, or else they're going to be very messed up. And it's like, for the
people that can't afford it, they either, they get a big bill,
they're fucked,
or they put them in debt, or they don't have it done.
Yeah, exactly. Like these procedures that I'm talking about, if I hadn't have paid it, they weren't getting done. And that's the scary thing about it. It's like I had no recourse.
Just never known, because over here, our NHS, they're the best people ever. You know what I mean? They work hideous hours. They're underpaid, without a doubt. You wouldn't even think you couldn't think, oh my God, I've just had an accident. Shit, how much is this going to cost me? It doesn't even come into your brain over here. You just can't even comprehend how that would happen if you saying, if I had kids, if my little kid fell over and broke its arm, I'll be thinking, shit, I haven't got $4,000. I haven't got this. I haven't got that. I mean, what a thought to have,
Dude, it's scary. Dude, it's even. Here's another thought too. We also have to worry about whether or not we can afford the ambulance ride to the hospital.
Oh man, Jesus!
Think about that, because the ambulance, there are ambulances that are county owned, right? But we also have ambulance services that are privately owned, and they will charge you out the ass for them. And that when you call 911 and say, you have an emergency, you need to be taken to the hospital, you don't get a choice of, make sure to send the county ambulance, that's way cheaper. No, they're gonna send obviously whoever can get you there who get you there first, and most of the time it's one of those private companies.
I mean, just imagine taking advantage of someone who's dying on the street. You know what I mean? It's like, well, let's hope you can afford the $1,000 ride to the hospital. Otherwise, we're not taking you. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, see,
that's insane.
It's. I know. I feel like I'm telling you like crazy stories because but it's that dude. It's a reality of what happens here. It sucks.
I mean, that's just one thing over here with this country. That is the hugest plus in the world that I could ever say is just the healthcare system. It's just, I know it takes some batterings with money and stuff like that, and they keep saying, they want to privatize stuff and everything like that, but they could just never do it. Any spare money, we always say, you should always just go to the NHS because it's the best thing this country has, without a doubt. Is that, doesn't matter if you're out of work, doesn't matter if you earn 500 grand a year, makes no difference whatsoever. If you've got a problem, you're just call the 999, 911, whatever it is, picked up, taken to hospital. No worry about paying. No worry about this. No worry about once you're in there, what am I going to do? How am I going to get through it? You're literally just cared for, and then you're just given out. You're not then left with a huge bill, which can just ruin you financially and make you. I could imagine some stories where people need, some of their bills are like $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 over there. Well, how do you survive? What do you do?
Dude, it's people.
I don't know how you get through it.
Like if someone gets cancer or something like that, people literally go bankrupt, have to sell their house just to be able to cover the bills for it. Like it's sad. Speaking of your healthcare, I do want to ask you. Try not to be completely biased here, but what would you say is bad about UK's healthcare? Because I mean, like, it can't be all perfect, right?
No, because of the lack of money, sometimes the hospitals are they're not unclean. There's not enough nurses because they don't pay enough. Sometimes the service can be, but that's very minimal. I'm not talking about, I mean, when my mum was in hospital, when she was alive, there was a time when she was in hospital, she had sick downer for like 4 hours. No one come and cleared it up. Stuff like that.
Oh, dang.
The person that was a nurse couldn't understand my mum.
Oh, because of her accent?
Yeah, language barrier. That is a problem sometimes.
Did she speak English or was it a different?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not really. No. So it was a bit, hard. But
I mean, hell, we have the same problem here in America. Like if someone, if they don't speak English,
from getting any job they want. Yeah. But I don't understand how some people can do a job. If they can't fluently speak the language, especially in a job of something like that as care. Sometimes you don't need the language in some jobs. It makes no difference what you're doing. But in that kind of job where you're communicating with people that might need assistance and care, it's a bit, is that. But other than that, I can't really say too many bad things about them, mate, to be honest. It's from my experiences with them. The only thing I would say is that there's not enough of them. There's not enough nurses, not enough doctors, and that's literally because of pay, probably as well. They don't get paid enough. So, but every time I've gone to the doctors, I can ring my doctor and get an emergency appointment within a couple of days. I put a prescription in for any drugs I need. I can get them 2 or 3 days.
And you don't have to pay for any of that?
Prescriptions you do have to pay for.
Okay.
It's £9. Any prescription.
Literally any
drug. It's a standard £9.12p, no matter what. And then they will give you an offer, say like, where I'm on a couple of things a month, so I will pay for 3 months ahead.
Yeah.
And that would be £48. I would spend £48, but I can get it for 30. So for a whole cycle, one of 2 months, one of a month will cost me literally £9. So wow. You can't. How can you complain about that? Do you know what I mean? There's not much you can do.
Yeah, a lot of our prescription drug prices are. It all depends on what you're getting. Like, there's no set. Like, I've had some meds where it's like, $3-4, right? And it's always going to be $3-4 or $5, something like that, because of my insurance. But some, like, if it's, I don't know, something not as used, it could be like, $100 a month, and it's like, Jesus.
Yeah, and it adds up, especially if you've got kids and they might need something as well, and all of a sudden you might have to find another $200-300 a month, and it's just like, it's more money constantly. We don't pay for doctor's appointments. We don't pay for anything like that. You literally just ring up, make an appointment, go and see him. If you want to go to hospital, you literally just go in there, A&E, make a queue. That's it. There's nothing else to it. The food in the hospitals is not great, but it's free.
That's same in the US too.
Yeah. What can you say? It's being given to you for free.
Yeah.
The free care and the free this. So, you have to take a few little minor things like that, really. But there's not really much you can say that's bad about it at the moment. So
yeah, I mean, it's
very lucky over here.
Like I said, even with the healthcare insurance I have, I would still rather have some sort of what you guys have, because it's that peace of mind, right? It's that peace of mind where it sounds like it's perfect. Like, yeah, you get sick, you just go to the doctor, boom, that's it. Get your medicine.
Yeah. I mean, there's some things they might stop you from having occasionally and stuff like that. So, like, when my mum had cancer, there was a drug. Now, they wouldn't just give her this drug. There was a pill that she could take to help her, instead of having actual physical chemo. So there was a special, I can't remember the name of it, but that had to be passed over to someone else, and they had to go to a board, because these tablets were £4,000 each. This was the cost of them.
Crap.
So that's insane. For a course for her, it was a lot of money, but because they passed it, she was allowed them for free. But I'm guessing on sometimes, people may have to pay for them, but it depends what stage you're in and everything like that.
Yeah. Wow. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that, man. That's crazy.
Yeah. She was. I don't know what it's like over there. So she was in like a ward of like 8 people. It's a bit cramped. Unless you get to a private room, which you can pay for a private room. If you want to pay for a private room in the hospitals, you can. But obviously, that's a lot of money. You don't get anything like that for free, but it was all right.
No, it's like I had to take. Sorry, still trying to clear up all the morning mess there. And so I had to take my youngest daughter to the ER earlier this year because she just got super sick. And it's crazy when you go to the ER here. They'll take you in no problem and all that stuff, and they'll do what they got to do to get you in and out and all that, whatever it may be. But it's always interesting that when you're waiting to get discharged from the ER, you get someone coming in, give you like a bill of receipt, like
really?
an itemized receipt. Where it's like, here's everything that was done. This is how much you owe. It's like, can you pay this now? And you're like, no. It's like,
so what do they do then? Like, set up a monthly plan and stuff like that, a payment plan, do they then?
So yeah, I mean,
you can't pay it there and then.
And I'll be honest, this is what happens a lot. So, you can pay any amount right then and there, from as low to $1, and they'll take it. And then they'll basically just send you a monthly bill. And we've had to do this when we were basically like straight up broke and poor, where we just ignored the bill. Because what happens is, like, a lot of those hospital bills, medical bills, they don't go on your credit. So,
All right, okay.
so you just don't pay them, and then eventually what will happen is the hospital will, I think, depending on the hospital and depending on the location, will just sort of offset that cost to the county in some,
Right, okay.
or the city in some way, like they do their fucking magical tax thing or whatever, but they figure out ways to offset those costs.
Yeah.
So,
different world over there with healthcare.
dude, it is. It's. I mean, it's getting to a point now where, I mean, God, I don't even know, because like I'm in healthcare, I'm in the healthcare field, and it's to a point where I'm just like, and as I said before, you know, I'm lucky enough to where I can afford a lot of this, you know, but but God forbid, like if, and that's another thing that I have to pay for too. So and not all companies provide this, but my company has another type of health insurance where they will help cover the cost of major illnesses. So let's say if I got cancer, or my wife got cancer, or something happened with the kids, it was a major illness, and we're talking like hundreds of thousands of dollars spent to be able to try to fight this. Luckily, I have insurance for that as well too. Because your normal healthcare insurance will not cover a lot of that stuff, which is like, but it's insane. It's insane, man. It's we've been going on a lot about healthcare and politics, and I apologize to my listeners, but you know what? This is all on our minds right now. This has been crazy, and it's. I'll be really
I'm in for magic, and it's like, what's it do?
I know, right? I'll be interested to see what happens the next few days, because we have a president right now that is most likely going to refuse to leave the White House.
He's going to barricade in.
Well, there's already been the Secret Service has already come out and said we'll escort him off the property come January 20th.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
And I'm kind of hoping that does happen. Like in one sense, I really hope it doesn't. Like, just fucking hopefully Trump mans up and says, "All right, I fucking lost. All right, you know."
What does he do now, though? Where does he go after this? Just back to being a businessman, or it must be such a weird concept. I think that's what his problem is that what does he do now? He was just president and he's going.
Well, he could be going to jail.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of legitimate, like I said, I'm not the best person to know like all the freaking legal proceedings that he's been having to fight and all that stuff, but he could be possibly facing criminal charges for shit. I think shit related to his company and all that. And going to jail. So, and it'd be very interesting. What?
You know, it reminds me. Have you ever seen Back to the Future films?
Oh yeah, talk about Biff.
Biff Towers.
Yeah,
Trump Towers. When Biff ruled the world, then that's him. That was him. He ruled the country. Yeah, that was him.
Yeah, it's
Even got the same hair.
Yeah, I wonder if that was like a caricature of Donald Trump at the time.
I reckon it was, because like turning the world into like, you know, just everything illegal and having it as you want, and
yeah,
it just reminded me of him.
Probably was a caricature of him. I'd have to look that up, because I mean he's been in the news forever and ever. Trump has, and it was leading up to the 2016 election. it's scary because I found Trump funny as hell, like during all the primaries and all the stuff, because he just seemed like a complete joke of a candidate, right? Like there's no fucking way he's going to get nominated or elected. So all the debates that the Republicans had during it, like, dude, I was laughing my ass off during it. Like, there's no way he's going to fucking win. There's no way. And then when it got closer, like, oh, he's nominated, it's like, oh shit. But there's still no way he's going to win presidency. And I remember laughing my ass off during the Trump and Hillary debates because this was something we've never ever seen in America. Like, never. There's been no one who's ever acted like this before. And I found it hilarious because I'm like, all right, it's funny because he's still not going to win. You know? And then he fucking won. It's just dear. Like, oh, okay.
Just don't know whether people just thought like, well, he's not, because no one voted last time, did they? Really, everyone didn't vote.
Yeah, I mean,
a large percentage of people didn't.
Yeah, it was record numbers of low turnout, and that's
maybe
why
that's because they thought he wasn't going to win.
Yeah, because I mean, let's be honest, the Democrats did a really poor job of getting support because Hillary acted like she had already won, and she didn't do herself any favors by completely ignoring and demonizing Trump's base at the time, and not really reaching out to the undecided people to sway them to her. And that she thought she had it in the bag. I mean, not just her, but the all of the Democrats thought they had it in the bag, and then we got this.
Biff.
Pretty much. And yeah, I mean, hey, it's we get to go back to normalcy. We've got our first, person of color vice president ever, which is insane. Like, that's a huge monumental achievement for us as Americans.
Yeah.
And
that's big.
And hopefully America goes back to not being such an embarrassment to the world. I don't know.
Yeah. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens till January with him.
God, I mean, yeah, it's
He'll probably do something to say, right, Christmas is cancelled. I'm putting through legislate. It's gone.
So
I lost.
So did you ever hear the leaked tapes of Melania Trump's wife, of saying how she had to decorate for Christmas one year, and she's like, I don't give a fuck about Christmas. I don't want to do this decorating shit. And so there was a meme going around last night where it's like, oh shit, Melania still has to decorate the White House for Christmas. Oh god.
Probably just be one wreath.
Right. Oh shit. So let's actually talk about some content here.
Yeah.
It's been, you and I have been talking. It's you mainly have just been still doing arena content, and you've been telling me it's been sort of not doing too well, and like also Merchant has been saying the same thing.
Yeah, we were chatting the other day, and obviously he's a lot bigger channel than me. He's like pushing 200,000 subs, where I'm like 10,000. But but to hear it from him as well is comforting to hear, because I don't want him doing bad. But it sort of helps that when I'm sitting here and like getting a few hundred views in where they'd normally get 1,000 plus. I look on his, and some of his is halved as well. We talked about how the views have halved, and whether that I mainly think that is because majority, it's weird. Everyone seems to love historic. You love talking about it on Twitter, streams, everything like that. But you put a historic video out, and no one watches it. It's the same for everyone. That is just it's just strange.
Is it just
so people
standard?
love standard video?
Yeah.
Everyone just loves standard. But the problem is now is that standard for the last year and a bit at least, is it? It's just been terrible. So
Yeah.
Every set there's bans, so it pisses people off. As soon as some deck gets good, everyone screams for more bans because now they're used to bans. All this is fine while we're playing Arena because you just get your wild cards back, but it worries me when you can actually go back to paper. I just think people won't bother playing Standard at all because how can you invest into a format that's likely to have a good deck and just get banned? Everyone will gravitate towards that good deck, so it's always going to be played. Like you play an Arena now, it's all Dimir Rogues or Red Green Aggro. It's boring as hell. It really is boring. It can be a stretch to do your dailies.
It's you make a good point because when paper play does come back, it's if you are not a person who is actively trying to grind out to be a Magic pro, like you know, for you and me who used to enjoy going to F&Ms and all that stuff, like even maybe playing the top tier Standard deck because it wasn't that expensive or anything, and you never had to worry about bans because that deck would last you for at least a little bit. It's there. I don't even understand why anyone would, casual players would even want to play Standard now.
I used to have probably 3 or 4 top Standard meta decks in paper.
Me too. Yep.
You know, before, and I would actually put them together, so I can go to F&Ms or I can go to any little events on, you know, nothing professional, no GPs, nothing like that, but just little things that I would do. I wouldn't. There's no way in God's given earth I'd do it now. Because I would not waste that money. If I'm going to put money into paper cards, it's Commander. It's only Commander.
Yeah.
That is it. Nothing else.
And you know what's scary is the same sort of thing that's happening. Well, no, because there's not as many like modern or legacy bans. Well, there have been a lot of modern bans lately, but no. So it's crazy because modern used to be the format of, you know, you build that deck, you get really good at that deck, and boom, that's it. You know, you only ever upgrade certain pieces, but now modern is basically being rotated every time a new set comes out.
Yeah. And like you say, when it used to be quite painful. I made a legacy deck, and first ever legacy deck, and it was only to play casually. And then they banned one of the cards.
Oh, what card did they ban?
Never built a legacy deck again. Sensize.
Oh, what legacy deck? Yeah. What legacy deck did you build? Was it the counterbalance
what's the name
one?
of it? It was it's like a janky sort of deck. Oh, multiple colors, like 4 colors.
Okay.
There's a name for it. It's like an actual specific name for it.
Is it Belcher?
Oh my god, this is going to be annoying now. I'm not going to think what it is. I Siege Rhino in it.
What other cards did you have in it?
It has the green mana dork. That means people can search for basic lands, and then the opponents don't normally have the basic lands in it.
Oh, Veteran Explorer?
It has that in it.
Oh, were you playing Reanimator?
I can't think what it is. You know what? I can't think. I'll be aged if I try and find the deck. Yeah, it was like it would play Jace the Mind Sculptor. It would play that's just like a mixture of so many different cards.
Oh my god!
Green Sun Zenith was in it.
No idea.
I can't think what it is.
Like I kind of know what deck you're talking, because when you mentioned the Veteran Explorer, that like tipped me off, but I can't think of the name at all.
Yeah, can't think what it is, mate. That's gonna really annoy me.
Oh man,
I'll have to find out.
Yeah, because I played the hell with Legacy Elves. I loved that deck. Like turn 3 win with getting Craterhoof Behemoth out by turn 3. I'm like, and having 10 elves out already.
Yeah. And the only other Legacy deck I got, which was easy to upgrade from, is because I played Modern Burn, was Legacy Burn, just because it was so easy and cheap to upgrade to.
So easy to build, yeah.
And it was a good deck. It's a good deck as well.
Yeah.
That's as far as I go. But as for paper now, I sold out Modern.
Yeah, so did I.
Because like they say the bands were coming in, and it's just I had a lot of expensive decks sitting there. I mean, $1,000 decks, and I was just like, what do I do? So I sold them and I bought a super duper PC out of it.
Sweet.
Yeah, because you got Arena was the content coming.
Oh, I know. It's like I remember telling everybody early on that's going to be the new deal. The jumping on the bandwagon with that.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to do more Commander content. It's just that there's so many big Commander channels out there that it's hard to compete with.
Yeah, and it's
players get very fixed into what they watch, and it's hard to sort of.
Yeah, and it's I don't even understand what like Commander players even want to watch or see, because it's a lot of my decks is I've gotten to a point now with my Commander decks that I purposely try not to optimize a lot of them, because I don't want them to just be the best of the best, because then that gets boring to me.
Yeah.
Like I obviously have
I've got a few decks that I like upgrading.
Yeah, I mean, I obviously have my decks that are really good. Like you've played them, like Grand Arbiter, Crewfix, and Chulane, and all that. And I've got a few others that I purposely still keep tuning and all that. But like my Ashaya deck, I don't think I ever want to make that good. Like, dude, I fucking love that Ashaya is the only creature, and then I just get 30 land out, animate all the lands, give them all trample, pump them up. Oh, dude, so last night So speaking of that, last night I had about 20 plus lands out, and I animated all my lands.
Yeah.
And then my Ashaya was no, I had over 20. I had 24 lands. So Ashaya was no, she was a 16/16. So I only had 16 lands. Shit, that was not a lot. But so I animated all my lands. And then I played Overwhelming Stampede, gave them all +16/+16 and trample, and just killed someone with it. Like, it was the coolest thing ever.
So anything that worries me about that commander, because I got one, I thought about building it, was I played against someone in Standard, animated the lands, and then I destroyed all their lands with a Wrath.
Oh.
And then how can it... They stay lands till the end of turn.
So I've got one card, Nature's Revolt, that it's a world enchantment that makes everybody's lands 2/2 creatures.
Right, yeah.
So the only time I'd want to play something like that is like a last ditch effort. But then I have a few other animating cards that just last until end of turn. So I normally try to prioritize those over that world enchantment. So
yeah.
And so what I try to do is I just try to ramp up a lot, then try to get one of those animating cards. And and the only real protection I have against a board wipe would be Heroic Intervention.
Right, okay. Yeah, I suppose, yeah. Because it's mono green, so you can't have... I was thinking about another card, but it's white, that card. But yeah. I suppose it's... I don't know. It seems like a really fun but risky commander.
Oh, it's fun as hell. Like, I enjoy my build of it. Yeah. Like, I mean, I know I can make it so much better if I added a bunch of landfall stuff and all that, but I'm like, that's not fun to me.
Yeah.
It's... But yeah, man, so I got a question for you. So as an arena content creator, and I hope you don't take this the wrong way, but I have been struggling to get into any sort of arena content because it all seems the exact same to me.
Yeah, I know what you mean. The way I try and do things different is just my decks, the type of decks I build, hopefully.
Yeah, and I feel like that's the major difference. It's just the structure of everyone's arena video is here's the intro, here's the deck, here's it's playing, and then here's the outro, and I'm like, okay. And it's like I guess that's the working formula for it right now. But
yeah, I think it's because a lot of people make so many of the videos, they just get into an easy cycle of making them.
Yeah.
Because they're chucking content out so much. So say someone, I do maybe 4 videos a week. Like Merch and others do 7. So they need, I suppose, just that easy format to keep chucking out and doing it. But
I
get what you mean, which is why I think some of the videos, it gets to a point like when the new set comes out, it spikes up because there's just interest in the set. But I'm noticing sooner and sooner after each set, the views are already going down. So where you'd normally get maybe 2.5, 3 weeks of really good video views contents, it's already putting back sometimes to less than 2 weeks. Literally. Well, people have already lost interest, and it's just like, wow, okay.
And I wonder if that has anything to do with Zendikar, because of just the turbulent start to standard for Zendikar. Because, what was it? Right out the gate, it was, everything Omnath.
Yeah. It does. It seems to be that every standard set, which is what's the problem with standard, that there's this really strong broken card that's in there. I'm not saying Omnath was broken, but the mix with the other cards just made it the deck to play. And I feel like the deck could be beaten, but they use the fact of everyone's playing it. So we've got to ban it sometimes. And it was strong, but it could be dealt with. Oko was the same. Everyone played that. Got banned. It's just a cycle of standard, which is making standard a bit boring. You know what I mean? It is a bit boring. Yeah. But once if you try and, as a creator, try and venture out and do stuff, even though standard is boring as hell, people still want to watch it. And if I try and do historic, or if I try and do a commander video or something like that, like commander deck tech, it's hard. People just don't want to do it, and unless you're a dedicated pack opening channel, like there's a few like MTG at my sort of level, like MTG Unpacked. If you go high levels, like your Rudies or whatever and stuff like that, people just love seeing, and they can open a standard set from 2 standards ago and still get like thousands of views, just because those people love watching that sort of video. But unless you're connected with a shop or something, it's not financially viable for someone like me to make 5 pack opening videos a week. So I see some channels do it. I'm like, where do you get the money to do you've done 3 booster boxes this week? So different. Like, where do you get the money to constantly do this every single week? It's
it's
insane.
Sponsorships and all that. That's basically how I've gotten all my cases and all that was through my old sponsorship with Legit MTG. And I'm not going to be really getting to that level again with my new one. And I'm okay with that because, dude, so the amount of organization and I have to do with every time I got a case was it was way too much time. And I think I'm at this point, I'm okay with just getting a box or 2 per set.
Yeah.
Because I think it's too much work, man. It's too much work.
Yeah. Unless you just literally pack all the commons and uncommons in a box and give them away every time. Yeah, there's not really that amount of cardage. I would have to just keep giving it away to my LGS for them or for the kids' after school program and constantly. But then,
no, it's because I try to organize it. Because I sell a lot of bulk with it too.
Yeah. I imagine. Yeah.
And but it's just the fact of organizing, because I still like to go through the commons and uncommons, because if there's any that are worth over $1 or anything like that, I'll set them aside. And
in that amount of packs, you might pull 40, 50 of them.
Yeah.
And, of a certain card, and there's like $50 sitting there, isn't it? And, but yeah, I know what you mean.
And then that's not even counting all the rares and foils as well too. I have to go through, and then my primary way of selling my cards now is just through CardSphere, and this was even before I got sponsored by them. It's because to me it's just easier because when I used to sell on TCG Player, I'd have to list my entire inventory and just wait for people to buy. So what I do with CardSphere is I list my inventory and then I decide when I want to sell it to people. Yeah, would I make as much money? I think off the bat, no, but CardSphere's fees are way lower than TCG Players.
Mm. Yeah, Efron set me up with an account for that. I need to sort it out, but I just haven't managed to sort out the cards I want to sell. And he said he'd go through it over the over Skype with me one time if I wanted to do it, just sort of how I could sell the cards, and because I've got quite a lot here I could probably sell. Yeah, So, but then get some commander cards that I actually want. In return, sort of thing. But I was just great. A bit. I know he does. No, he says Europeans use it and everything like that, but it just seems because it's over there. If I'd had a problem with something, it might be a bit awkward to sort out because.
Well, no, anytime.
The cards.
So you can actually set up your profile to where you want to receive or send cards. So let's say if you only wanted to receive cards in just Europe, or even go further, just in England or the UK. Right, yeah. There are filters to where you can set up your profile for just those countries, and so And the great thing about it is, and I know this sounds like a pitch because I'm sponsored by them, but it's even before I was sponsored. It's any time I have ever had an issue with like maybe a seller or buyer not sending or receiving the card. It's their team over there will 100% work with you, as long as you're just a nice person, right? If you're a dick and all that, they're gonna do what they got to do, and then they're not afraid to ban people off their platform too that are scammers and all that stuff too. So
I was just wondering because I wasn't too sure how it worked, because obviously the postage for me to send cards over might be quite dear.
Yeah. So yeah, like when you have, like, let's say you have your whole list of cards that you want to be able to sell people, right? So what you would do is when you're ready to start sending cards out, you set up filters for, all right, I only want to send to people in England, or I only want to send to people in the UK. And that's all you'll see is just those people in those countries.
All right, cool. Yeah. I definitely need to look into it more, which probably gives me a bit of a project to do in this lockdown.
Oh, dude, it's
it'd be quite good.
It's like CardSphere is great, but dude, it takes time. Like, especially when first setting up, it took some time for me to get everything in there, and I haven't updated my inventory since Ikoria, so it's like, and I've had 3 cases since then.
Oh, blimey.
And I'm just like, fuck. Not even counting like all the Commander product I've gotten too. So I'm like, shit.
Yeah.
And so it's.
Oh, I just remembered that Legacy deck name.
Oh, what was it?
Nick Fit.
Oh, it's called what?
Nick Fit. You ever heard of that deck?
What, Nick Fit?
Yeah, 4-color Nick Fit it's called.
I think that does sound familiar. Okay. I was thinking of a different.
I'm gonna have to Google it now.
That does sound familiar. I was thinking of a different deck name, but I have no idea what.
Nick Fit decks. Yeah. I just looked on some results for Nick Fits. That's what it is. Yeah. So it uses like Cabal Therapy. That's one of the cards. Veteran Explorers in it. That's what I remember it being in. Then you sort of have a mixture of like really weird spells. So like you could have like a big nickel bolus. You could have like Strict everything like that. It's a really weird sort of deck. But you literally, that's why I had like Siege Rhino in it and stuff like that, because you could literally put stuff in that people wouldn't expect and can't deal with in Legacy because they don't expect to meet it. But yeah. 4-color Nick Fit, that's what I used to play. And I had Jace the Mind Sculptor in there. And
oh, gross.
Yeah, really, really, really weird stuff.
I love Jace the Mind Sculptor. He's my favorite Jace. I mean,
yeah, definitely.
I know he's not very good in Commander, but I've got him in Grand Arbiter anyway. I mean, free Brainstorm every single time. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm still playing Commander. Definitely playing Commander.
Oh, shit, man. So
We're going for Arena. I don't know what to. It would be interesting to try and do the videos a different way. You could either do them and add funny, memey shit in there, but that's just not me.
yeah.
I see some creative people do videos and have stuff come in mid plays. I mean, those sort of videos, and although they're popular, it's just not the way I do it, you know. So it's
Yeah, and it'd be a departure from what you're doing now too.
yeah, exactly. And people would be like, "Well, hold on, this isn't what I come here for." So
Yeah.
but,
No, it's yeah, it's I don't know, man. And if that's the formula for arena videos, that's fine. It's just personally.
yeah, but it's interesting hearing a point of view from outside, and maybe that's what people are bored of now as well, because we're all doing the same thing, and
there's so many creators now. Like, I have no idea.
yeah.
I know I've complained about this so much on the podcast. It's so many people out there. I have no idea who they are, and it's crazy that there's some people out there that like have huge followings, and I'm just like, who are these people? Like,
Hey, mate, I know.
and
I stumbled across them, and it's like, wow.
and I've been trying to go on
you get
Facebook more too, like on the Magic groups over there, and you still don't see any of these quote unquote big arena names too, and all that, and you're just like, I don't know, but I mean, it is what it is.
I think the problem is as well, people don't really experiment, a lot of people, and give other people a chance and watch their videos, or even bother to look for anyone else. If you go on like the MTG Arena Facebook page, every month or so you'll see, oh, I'm looking for new creator, to watch. I'm new to the game. Has anyone got any good creators to watch?
And it's the same
And
people.
you'll get 100+ comments, and they will all say the same 4 or 5 people. They don't. You'll get the odd the odd person that will say something random, like a channel with, oh my god, only 10,000 subs, but it will always be Urgent, EK. Who else is there? League and A9, someone.
Okay.
And a couple of others. It's always the same. Blaring community. They never really venture away, which is what makes the bigger ones keep growing and growing and growing and growing and growing bigger. And that's why there's such a big divide now. If you look at it, it's the over 100,000 pluses. Very rarely you see anyone's at the 40 and 50,000s. You have to drop big time, 20 or under. There's no middle ground in the Magic. It doesn't seem to me, anyway, from the people I watch. It's always high or low.
Now, would you consider that being because of the algorithm as well for YouTube?
It could be. A lot of everyone makes bad videos every now and again, and I see some videos that a lot bigger channels make, and all you do is natural things comparing to your own, and you're always going to be a bit biased in thinking yours is better. You are, people might lie and say no, but you are, and look at yours maybe with 200 views and they've got 1,000, and it's like, what? And 80,000 people, a lot of people saying it's amazing, it's this and that, and you're looking at it going, well, you're doing a pack opening video, your camera's not in focus, it's shaking around, you're just doing this, and you're like, I'm watching, not even my job. I go and watch someone with 3,000 subs where the camera is perfect lighting, perfect this, perfect that, perfect transitions, everything like that, and he's got maybe 120 views. That's the problem, because majority of being a content creator in Magic now is nothing. It's probably 20% of your quality of your content, and 80% how you talk yourself up, who you know, how popular you are on Twitter,
and
conversations you get into. And
too.
pure unadulterated luck. You get that video that spikes you, something like that. And I know a big creator that said to me once, he said, he got his by one video. It was luck. it went off, and all of a sudden he went from 10,000 subs to 50,000 subs, and it literally in like 2 months. And he was like, it was just luck. And then it grew because the algorithm then started to like it because he was getting a lot of people, and that's just what happens.
A lot of engagement and all that, yeah.
Yeah, and that's why it's content creating. It's not for everyone. It's freaking hard because you have to be prepared to just be happy with what you got. Sometimes, as much as you want to get bigger and grow, you have to be happy sometimes with just I've got I've got a great community. I've got this.
Oh yeah,
I
like
interact with some
your
nice
Discord
people.
community is great, man. You've got a good solid set of people.
Yeah, and I've got people that will watch me every time, and I've got good friends like you and stuff like that. We do our things on Commanders and your channel and stuff, and we do other stuff, and that is that's the goodness I take from mine. I mean, it's just, and I don't know, some people just want to grow too quick, and like I did at the start, I just want to go like that, and just realize it just doesn't happen without a bit of luck.
It's luck, and it's also like a marathon type thing, because dude, there's so many times, like just in the podcast realm, right? I still feel like such a small fry in the podcast thing, because and I hate to do this, because I look at a lot of people's Patreons, right? And I see like a lot of these newer podcasts that just get all of a sudden a shit ton of people like just sub to their Patreon. And I'm all like, well, shit, like I try to fling mine as much I can. It's like I get nothing, and it's on one hand, it's like it's weird, because it's like on one hand it's like it doesn't matter to me, because that money would just go right back into the show. It's not like I need the money. You know what I mean? It would just offset the cost of whatever I incur with this, which, that'd be great.
Yeah.
But it's also, on the other hand, it's sort of like you're wondering, you and I have said, like, what are we doing wrong?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I'm not sounding ungrateful. When I started my Patreon, I thought I'd get more than what I have now. I get so much support from everyone.
Yeah.
I get a lot. And I thought, well, people would. And still, it sounds like you'd be... I'm not, Yeah, I've got 9. Which I still thought I would grow a little bit more than that, even if it was just for the dollar ones. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The majority of mine that actually Patreon are actually the high levels, which is nice. You know what I mean? It's amazing.
I'm still part of your Patreon, right?
How'd you? Yeah. But how'd you grow it?
Yeah,
how do you grow it? How do
I mean,
I see channels like, I'm not lying, with a quarter of my subs, and they've got 50 odd Patreons, and I'm like,
I don't know how they do it.
No, there is one difference, mate. What a lot of these successful patrons do, they give away shit every single week.
Yeah, I can't do that.
They're giving away cards, they're giving away products, they're giving away that. So they must be counterbalancing up what they're getting in and what they can spend and give away.
I don't have the time for that. I have no time to do that stuff. It's
my Patreon was started to help me grow.
Driving me crazy. Yeah.
Oh,
no, I know what you mean, man, because it's like, and I hate saying this, because it's, in the end, to me, it doesn't ultimately make or break the content I do, but it's also just one of those things in the back of my mind where it's like, how do I even grow this? You know what I mean? It's like, I don't even know what to do. And I sort of look at the same with my crappy little YouTube channel, because the majority of my downloads are just all audio. And like, I get about, on average, 1,000 to 1,500 downloads per episode. Lately, it's been a little bit less than that the past couple months. And I don't know if that's because of just Magic not doing that great altogether, like in terms of standard and Zendikar, or just something else. But it's common for me to happen this time of year as I look back at my analytics.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think Magic being in a poor state is definitely a part of it, without a doubt. way I look at it is way probably I think it's a good way to look at it is that why all of a sudden have people stopped listening? Because you're going to see those dips every now and again, and you generally notice it. Like I notice it with the gameplay, is that it's when the gameplay is boring or bad. Mm-hmm. It's like at the moment it's bad. For standard, Dimir Rogues, it's just everywhere. So I was streaming when I was trying to record content the other day. I was doing a video. I played it 4 times in 6 matches. Well, I'm not going to put that video up, so I've just wasted 2 hours of recording straight away. Because what do? Just put up a video where I'm playing the same deck against 4 different people like 4 times. It's just like and people just generally don't want to watch it. They just like standard. No, but then they don't venture out into some historic. If I do a historic video, watch that, please. I'd love to play historic videos every day of the week.
Yeah, it's tough out there. It's a tough game, man. It's and I
such
think,
a niche game.
I think what a lot of people don't understand, like people who are getting into content creation now, like with Arena, there's so many more people now. And I feel like they don't understand how much luck is involved and it is who you know and who you reach out to, right?
Oh, it really is, yeah. And it's what you can, what you can do, what you can, some people, it's easy to get away with so much shit. They get away with, and it's just like, wow, how'd you get away with that? But people seem to just, follow towards someone. I was trying to find this picture I had on here. I went to stream the other night. Is it this one? Yeah. So I went to stream the other night. You're talking about Arena. Arena had, this is like sort of prime time. This had 6,000 people watching Magic the Gathering. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
2 of
not
those.
A lot. Yeah.
2 of those. Bear in mind there was hundreds. 2 of those people had 3,000 of that. Right.
Yeah.
FIFA 21 had 450,000 people watching.
Oh my God.
Right? Among Us had 230,000 people watching. What else was the other one? An old game, Dead by Daylight, which is old, had 36,000. So I was like,
yeah, you can't
look at it.
Like Magic can't just compete with it.
I'm fighting over 6,000 people, but I'm not. I'm fighting over 3,000 people because 3,000 of that were watching 2 big streamers. And then the other hundreds of people doing Arena, hundreds of them, because you just keep scrolling and your page doesn't stop.
Oh,
doesn't stop. And you're sitting there fighting over 3,000 people, mate, which is it's impossible. When you start seeing pro players stream and they're getting 30 people watch them.
I know, right? Which is crazy to me. And that tells you that no one really cares about pro Magic anymore. I mean, that's straight up honesty. Like, it's... And there's some pros that I really have enjoyed watching over the years, like at Star City Games and Channel Fireball and all that.
Oh, yeah.
And when they're struggling to even get 100 viewers and all that, and when it's... And now it's all a personality game. And that's not a bad thing because, like, for people like you and me, we're not going to be pros ever and all that. And
never.
And I've got
for those that see me play.
and now when it comes to my Arena content, now that I've discovered like this cube stuff, like I'm planning on streaming tomorrow night after work and starting to work on my Pauper Cube, just designing it because I have, dude, you don't understand. I had more fun just playing the cube those 3 hours yesterday than when that last hour when I'm just like, okay, I guess I'll play some ladder matches or something. Dude, it was fucking miserable.
Yeah. That's what I said to you today, because I was laddering before we started, and I was like, oh my God, now this is what fun Magic is like. Jesus Christ. I've literally just been like battered down playing before, and it was like, oh, this is so fun.
Dude,
doing dirty combos and
yeah, and it helps when you know the person on the other side too. Like,
yeah, it makes a difference.
It really does. Like the times that I have streamed Arena, and that was my second time doing the cube, and then the other times where I've just done direct challenges with my viewers or people in my Discord, like playing Brawl or just Historic and all that. Dude, that is way more fun. And it's...
Yeah.
And I think that's what just keeps me going with the streaming. It's... I don't know. I feel like we're going all over the place with content creation. It's but it is an important thing to talk
streaming
about.
Streaming is fun though.
Yeah. No, but I think it's
streaming can be fun.
For sure. But I think it's important to talk about where, there's people out there that, this is sort of things that we as content creators go through, that we think about the analytics. I've gotten to a point where I don't let it consume me as much anymore. But I do like to see, what episodes of mine have been popular and which ones haven't and all that.
Yeah.
Because...
I think it is important, especially for other content creators, to know that everyone feels that way they do. When you're sitting there streaming with 5-6 people watching you, is hard. It will affect you mentally. I know it does me, so I'm being honest, it does. If I'm going to my YouTube and I'm getting 30-40 subs a day, you know what I mean? And I go to Twitch and I've got 24 subs in 5 months. 24 followers. 24 followers in about 3 months.
Oh, dude, I know exactly what you mean. Like, I haven't even cracked 500 followers, and I've been streaming way more this year than ever. It's like...
Yeah. I've been trying to get to 1,500 followers now for 2.5 months. And I only needed 27 or something. It's like, and I get that a day on YouTube.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
yeah, it is crazy.
I'm like, what am I doing wrong? Everyone in here seems to be having a really good time. We have a laugh. Some days, the numbers are going up because I'm averaging 15, sometimes 20 viewers a stream now. But that's taken months to get up to that.
Yeah.
Obviously, months. And I know the reason why I'm not growing as quickly now. I do know. I don't stream long hours of time. I know that. And I know I'd grow more if I did.
Yeah.
I do 2-hour stints. 3 hours at a push.
Dude, that I've definitely noticed that too. Like, the times where I stream EDH, because sometimes, those streams can go 3 to 4 hours. And I've noticed, like, sometimes when I'm getting near to end a stream, in the 3 to 4 hour mark, my viewers just start going up and up and up, and I'm all like, and I'm like, fuck. It's like,
I'm whacked out. I can't do anymore.
It's like, why is it happening right towards the end? And it's like, I'm so tired.
Yeah, I know, and it's just, I don't know. If you're a full-time content creator, I'll probably be able to do 7-hour, 8-hour streams. But when I'm not in furloughed, I work. So I've got to spend time with the family. I make 4 to 5 videos on YouTube a week.
Yeah.
And plus I stream 4 times a week. And I even had someone actually come into my chat who's a regular, actually said in my stream the other day, if you stream for longer than 2.5 hours a time, I'd watch you more. I'm like, what? I'm like, are you taking a piss? I said, mate, I do all this. How much more do you want? I literally give my whole spare time to my content creating. Literally, mate.
Oh,
and it's like, frick's sake, that's all I do. Yeah, if you're making 4 to 5 videos a week and streaming 4 times a week, and working, there's not much else you can do.
Dude, I'm right there.
Deal.
I'm right there with you. It's
No, and you've got kids as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it's even harder. It's just and we do it for free.
Yeah, I mean,
that's my moan. That's our gripe, anyway.
Yeah, and I want to take away that, we're bitching and moaning about this stuff, but it's also, and I feel like you feel the same way too. Is like, we wouldn't be doing this if we didn't love it, too.
No, because the rewards we get, like we said earlier, the community we've got together, friends I've made, like you across the pond, the friends I've not made in an LGS ever.
Yeah,
that's
exactly. Exactly.
I've been to, for me personally, I've gone to LGSs. They've been really like sticky groups where you can't get in there. They're not very friendly sometimes, which is not the case in all the LGSs, but that's my experience in 2 or 3 around my area. But the people I've met through my YouTube channel, through our Twitter, through our Discords, it's brilliant, and that's why I still do it. Because
if there was one shining light of this pandemic, it's if I hadn't started streaming as much as I did, especially this year, I probably would have just stopped content creation altogether, because I was planning on actually stopping this year, because I just felt like I've kind of run its course. But then I started like just having so much fun streaming and just meeting great group of people, and like, dude, like I loved our Saturday morning games, like even when I had to wake up butt ass fucking early. I mean not super early, but just being up really late the night before. It's like I always look forward to it.
You doing that inspired me to actually get my cards out again, and the only time I look forward to our Commander games, because I get to play my actual cards, which is
right,
and I get to play with cards that are not standard cards. I get to sit here and I'm thinking of building around this dirty little commander here, Kalia, because that's my thing today. Because I've always wanted that card, and I thought, it's supposed to be a hated commander, but it's a fun commander. I want to build around it, and I know that
she's
I might get some.
Yeah, I think the only card in that deck that would make you super hated is if you get the big Avacyn out like super early.
Yeah.
If you get the big Avacyn out early, and then you're just going to be like, well, well, fuck.
I think you hit me with an Avacyn once. What did you hit me with once? Can't remember. It was against a colour, wasn't it? And I was playing mono green or something. Card was that where you stopped? I don't know what it was.
No, because I don't have big Avacyn anymore. Oh god.
Oh no, maybe it was something. The -2/2.
Elish Norn.
Killed everything I made.
Yeah, Elish Norn.
That was it. And I was making.
It stopped you and Andy from
creatures.
Because both you and Andy were playing token decks. That was hilarious. Well, but
that's what I mean. I mean, I couldn't. It's like the best thing that come from lockdown for me is our Commander games. It's just it's just hilarious. Some of the ones, sometimes they get a bit tetchy. Not very often though. Some people don't like my decks, but hey.
Well, hey, I've told you before. You paint an early target on yourself a lot of times.
Exactly. I'm just because I'm a arena player who knows you have to win quick. And I started changing my decks around. And like I said, I think, like I said at the time, I think a part of that is just me not playing Commander right.
Yeah.
I've noticed the games I win when I don't do a lot. Games I've won when I sit back and play anything. A bit of, like I did this on I played with Tap That MTG the other week.
Yeah.
And I sat back, don't do anything. Then I was like, right, Phoenix is nearly ready to combo off with the meal plans here.
Shit.
And then get it on there. And I was like, right, so let's get my Mortivore out. Everyone's creatures in graveyard made it a +33. And then I put a Night Howler on it, so it gets another +33. So then tap mill for 66. Tap mill for 66.
God.
But everyone left me alone. Everyone left me alone because I wasn't being very aggressive. And then
it's you definitely have to play some mind games too, and that's what's fun with it, because it's you come to realize there's going to be certain cards that, all right, well, this is going to get hated like right away, but if you sort of wait to play that one hated card when someone else has this huge board, it doesn't look so bad now,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, it is fun games, Commander.
No, it's fun, and that's why I've gotten to a point with my deck building career where I enjoy not building optimized decks. Where
Yeah,
it has some
yeah.
sort of gimmick or theme to it. Because
Yeah.
it's more of my personality put into that deck.
Yeah, I like. Yeah, it's not all about powerful cards. Sometimes it's about putting a funny card in there.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Having a card that's just absolute banter. And I've got a card in. Can't remember the name of it. I think it's in my Phoenix deck, the mill deck, where it's if my graveyard has 20 creatures in, I win the game. It's an enchantment. I can't think what it's called. But it's something to do
sounds
with
familiar.
graveyard or something. But it's like literally you play it. If your last 3 turns, you win the game. Literally, because if they can't clear your graveyard, and it's just hilarious. If they can't remove the enchantment or the graveyard, you just win. So yeah, it's like you say, it's not about powerful guys. It's about this would be hilarious if I win this way. Come on, let's try it.
Right, like that one game that was it you, me, Mr. Bevers, and Andy, the fucking whales. Like, oh my god, are you?
Oh my god! And the whale that kept copying the whale with his helm of host on the whale. I was like, oh my god!
It was a little frustrating because it was just you and me were both playing decks that we just couldn't do anything. We're just like, okay,
we top draw for about nine turns.
Yeah, and
at
then
least.
It was just Andy and Mr. Bevers going after each other, and
remember in one of our games when I villainous wealth Andy for like 30 or something, and took the whole of his Eldrazi. Took all his Eldrazi.
God, gross.
They killed him with his Eldrazi.
Yeah.
Which is quite interesting to play with a spell table.
Yeah, that one's a tough one to play.
Yeah, it's like, just take 30 of your cards.
No, one of my favorite cards in Commander has always been Chaos Wand. It was a card from M19 where you tap it and target player exiles a top card of their library until they exile an instant or sorcery, and you get to cast it for free.
Oh yeah.
And I'm just like, it's just fun because it's sort of like one of those you never know what you're gonna get. It's like you could get a counter spell where it's like, oh, that's useless. Or it's like, hey,
but you could also get
a shit ton of draw cards or something.
Could be anything.
Yeah. But
I'm looking forward to our next Commander game. I've done a budget upgrade, so a 40 upgrade on a bun. One of the new pre-con decks. Yeah. So I did
the landfall
like a $40 upgrade. So it's only a budget upgrade, so I wouldn't be able to play against anything too powerful, but. Because I think it's a pretty weak deck compared to the Anna one, the other one, the Rogue one.
That Rogue
I think that's quite a strong commander.
Dude, holy crap. That Rogue one is really good. So I was on a stream with me, Pixie, Ted, and Efren, and we all were playing pre-con, so I decided I'll do Anawan. Like, how good could Anawan be? Oh, damn. Oh, damn. That was really fucking good.
Strong.
Like it felt.
I really want to give that a go. A bun
felt way stronger than any of the other precons.
Yeah, that is those products for 20 quid. They were £17 in the end. They were over here.
Mm-hmm.
Bargain, absolute bargain.
Oh my! It had some great cards in it too. Like holy crap.
Yeah. Arcane Signet and everything. Jesus.
Yeah, like even the Anawan one had some great, red black or not red blue black cards in it too.
And that was a sweet decks they were.
Yeah, for sure.
And well above, if you broke them down in cost, they were well above price.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It was great. So with Commander Legends coming out, hold on, let me pull up a thing for Commander Legends because I wanna let's take a look at the card gallery, and I want you to give me some of your like commanders that you're excited about building, because I've already got mine that I know I definitely am going to build around.
Yeah.
What are some of the ones that you want to build around?
Let me just get the gallery up. Where is it? Is it on mythic.com? Mythic Explorer?
Oh, I just went to the Wizards one.
Okay. Accept. So yeah, definitely the first one that I really liked, I messaged you the other day, was where is it? The Esper one.
Oh, Nevin Roll.
Yeah, Nevin Roll Herbal Tyrant. That is just a bit of me. That's the colours I like to play. Hexproof from artifacts, creatures, enchantment, ends the battlefield, makes zombie. Love it. When it dies, pay 1, destroy all artifact creatures and enchantments. I mean, to me, it's probably going to be one of the most hated commanders out this set.
You think so? I
just killing the board when it dies. I mean, it's just,
dude. I was thinking some of the Cascade commanders are going to be way more hated. Like,
I think they're definitely going to be strong. Yeah,
like Averna.
No one likes it.
Averna and the new Simic one, Emote or Emote.
Yeah.
I don't know how you say it.
Just think no one wants their shit blown up. You imagine putting something like a Kaya's ghost form and something else on that, where it just dies and then and just comes back and stuff like that.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. Oh,
it's going to be disgusting, man.
No total. Bad total.
And
you know, card would go great with that too. You have the big Avacyn where all your permanents have indestructible.
Oh yeah. Oh god, it's gonna. Oh yeah, thanks. You're building it up for me.
Oh
now.
shit.
Yes.
Oh shit. No, you're not allowed to play that.
I think for the token depth, the list is quite interesting. Reverent Medium, 5 mana, 3/4. Beginning of each end step, create X/1/1 spirit creature tokens with fly, where X is the number of tokens you create this turn. Get out of hand as a.
Which one again?
Felice.
Okay, I see. Yeah.
Reverent Medium.
Oh dang, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Dang, for an uncommon too, that's pretty strong.
I know, mate. For an uncommon, that's pretty sweet. What else we got here?
I like how they introduced Mana Burn again with that one Jun commander, the Yurlock.
Yeah. I think Lathiel's going to be popular just because it's a unicorn. People are going to want the unicorn as a commander. And it's not a bad commander when you look at it. Gaining life, putting counters on is pretty sweet.
Oh, that'll go really well with Heliod too.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty excited about the set, to be honest.
I really love the flavor of the tortoise and the hare.
Yeah.
The turtle shaman Arkalos and the rabbit wizard Quain. That I love that flavor of it.
Yeah.
Dude, so the commanders that I'm most excited about building, I put it on Twitter the other day, is the 0-drop Gabold. The Rogark or Rograk or something. It costs 0 and it has first strike, medicine, trample. It's a 0/1 and it has partner. And I want to partner that with Falthus, the Black Nightmare Cat, where commanders you control have medicine, death touch. And I want to do like a Voltron build type thing.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
It just looks fun as hell. It's like, it's not going to be very fun, or I mean, not very good, but it just looks fun. Like, yeah, turn 1, always get my commander out, and
yeah. Don't have many Voltron commanders in our play group, do we, really?
I've got Geist. That's about it, but Geist is
it's
not
very rare we get them.
Yeah. Because I mean, Voltron's sort of falling out of luck or falling out of favor now with all these new commanders coming out. So the other commanders I know I definitely want to build. I want to build that Turtle Shaman, that Sultai, where everything enters the battlefield tapped. Literally every single permanent enters tapped. I definitely want to finally make a Cascade Teamer deck, because I do not have a Teamer commander. I want to do that Averna.
Just looking at Quain as well. Each player may draw a card, then the player drew a card this way gains a life. That's a bit huggy, isn't it? That's a bit huggy, that one.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
why would you want everyone to draw a card and everyone to gain life? Seems a bit.
I don't know.
In those colours I'm talking about, in blue white, seems maybe I'm missing something. Maybe there's some kind of cards that could interact with that, but
yeah, I don't know.
Can't think off the top of my head.
Yeah,
There's some interesting cards. I don't know about the Planeswalkers. Do you like the Planeswalkers? You got Tevesh, Zat, Doom of Fools, where the one we create a Thrall
that takes everybody's commanders. Fuck that.
Yeah, so these obviously can be your commanders as well, which is, I don't know, 3 mana one, Jessica.
Yeah, that one didn't seem too bad either, the Jessica one.
In control of all commanders with a +2. Oh, +2, -10. That is dirty.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's filthy.
It's gross.
How much products are you going to get for Commander Legends?
Only getting 2 boxes.
Yeah.
I'm not getting
How big's the set? I don't
know. How big or how much?
How big is it? Yeah, is it?
It's
a lot of cards.
361 cards. That's a pretty big set.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Wow.
I've just seen the promos not in there. Ramos Dragon Engine.
Yeah, that's one of the etched foils or something that you can get.
Oh. So is that a reprint, yeah? Ramos?
Yep. Yeah, that was a reprint from the Dragon precon.
Right, okay.
A couple of years ago.
Yeah. Oh, Nekusar looks nice.
I like my Nekusar deck. It's I know I can make it way better if I at least added some bounce and counter spells with it, but I just pretty much made it all draw spells.
Yeah.
Where everybody's going to draw and take damage, and then I've also made sure to be able to give Nekusar Infect as well too.
Right, yeah. What do you think about Jeweled Lotus?
I love that card. And I love it to where it's basically Black Lotus for commanders. Now I don't think the card is as good as everyone's saying it is, or it's going to be broken or anything like that. Like, yeah, if you manage to get that super lucky opening hand of, turn 1
It's like a Soul Ring, isn't it? If you got
like turn 1 Soul Ring, then Jeweled Lotus Mana Crypt or something like that, you're going to be way ahead. Otherwise, it's like,
I'm just thinking
it's not that good.
No, I think opening play is amazing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Now I'm thinking if I can do a turn 1 Perforus. Is pretty disgusting.
No.
that's my only problem. That's my problem with that card. It's just that if someone like me or another, if you can go turn 1 Perforus, that is pain.
I mean, it happens. It can happen.
Exactly. Turn 3 Perforus is pain, but turn 1.
The thing is, like, that card's definitely not going to be an auto include in all the decks. It's definitely, like, if you manage to draw that card, like, by turn 5 or 6, it's already lost a lot of its, appeal at that point.
Yeah.
Like, Soul Ring is, in all intents and purposes, a better card than Jeweled Lotus.
Yeah. So does it have to be sacked?
Yes.
It does have to be sacked, right? Cool, yeah.
So the cool thing is you can, at least, you can have recursion if you can get it back and...
Yeah, I was thinking about that, and it would help pay for command attacks a bit.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, I think the overall set is going to be fun. I know on my stream, we're going to be doing, like, a sealed stream of it, where we're going to have, we'll do, like, the 6-packs thing. Are you getting any product of it?
I might do, yeah. I think I will do. Now I've got a bit coming from Wizards stuff, but I can't really
Oh, that's cool.
say too much about. But yeah, there's yeah, I think I'll probably end up getting a box myself as well.
Nice.
I generally don't get any boxes from like my sponsor. I mean, not. I might do. I might not from Magic Madhouse. It's just that, like they've said to me before, they make £5 to £10 on each box they sell. That's all they make. They said, like, for us to keep giving them away to you, there's no. Actually, I know it sounds strange for a sponsor not want to give you something, but it's just like it costs them so much, and they make no money on it whatsoever.
The margins are so bad on sealed product.
Yeah, it's like £5 on the standard booster boxes. I mean,
God.
I know people.
Dang,
it's literally what they make. Because I said, can I get some discount for give me they said we're going to give me a discount. Not a discount, like an affiliation code. I said, well, that's okay. I said, but people will want some kind of discount. And they said, for Magic, we just can't do it. She said, because the margins.
I know,
if we gave your people percentage off, we'd actually be losing money on booster boxes. So she said, we can't do it.
Dude, it sucks.
Yeah. Shame.
Oh, man. I think that's a good place to end it here. We're almost at 2 hours already. Like, holy crap.
Chat for days.
I know. It's like, well, we spent like the first half hour talking about amazing healthcare.
I'll say, hopefully people made it to the Magic part.
I
didn't get put off.
I've got some of my dedicated listeners that will. So
Good. Yeah.
They know by now that I'll talk about whatever the hell I want. So.
So for that. I was thinking it more from what they go, that TotalMTG's boring. He's come here and started talking about hospitals.
Hey, just let your listeners know, like, hey, we. Yeah. See, that's the point of this podcast, is for people to get to know you. All right.
We're real people. We're not just a YouTube number.
No, we're not just Magic players. Even though I barely know how to play.
Oh, me too. I make so many mistakes. People actually just laugh at my stuff sometimes now, because it's like, what are you doing? It's like when I didn't attack once on a video and I had to put up like speech bubbles. Yes, I knew I could have won. I didn't realise if I just attacked with all four creatures, I would have won.
I know.
I do that shit all the time.
Yeah, man. So where can people find your stuff if they want to reach out to you?
If you want to find me, you can find me just TotalMTG, all one word. You can find me on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, and that's Facebook as well. So it's just all one name. I'm under the same thing on all of them. So make 4 to 5 videos a week on YouTube and stream like 3 to 4 times a week on the old Twitcheroony, and then occasionally appear on this fine man show on a Saturday.
Sweet, man. Well, thank you again for coming on. I'm sure I'm going to have you on again at some point. So
yes, mate. Yeah, appreciate it as always.
No, thanks, man.
I want to be the most asked guest on your show.
Oh, dude, like I told you, early on in my show, I had my buddy Alec. He was on like 11 times. So you've got a way to go.
I got 7 more to catch up.
Yeah, you got a ways to go. But
I'm getting that record.
You're getting there. You're getting there. But thanks again, man, for coming on.
Buddy.
All right. See ya. Hey, everybody. Thank you all for watching the show. Hope you all enjoyed the interview as much as I did. You could probably tell I was pretty dang tired during a lot of that. Yeah, because I had just streamed super late the night before and had gotten up early because of our time difference between Total and I. And but I had hell of a time talking with him. It's always great talking with him. Super good dude. Make sure you go follow his content and all that stuff. Check out his YouTube videos and all that good stuff. So we have that's the end of the show. Hope you all enjoyed it. Hope you all liked listening and watching, and thank you for checking this out. Have a good one.